pretty quickly, as we're demonstrating up on stage here. Seals, on the other hand, kind of look like a bear wearing a sleeping bag that they're trying to kick off. So a seal wouldn't have been able to climb up on that step and wave at you all. Now, the type of behaviors we do here, these are husbandry behaviors. And husbandry is just a fancy way of saying animal health care. So right now, Poppy is just holding very still and letting the keeper check her skin and fur for any irregularities. And then we'll do other behaviors that let us check their strength and their agility. And we'll get them used to moving their flippers through a range of motion so we can check on their joint health. There are a couple components to their training. To these guys, the most important part of training is their reward. Can you guys guess what they get as a reward? Fish, yep. And they know what behavior they're being asked to do, but by a cue. So that is a combination of a word that the zookeeper says and a hand motion that they will do.
Look at the big one. Look at
Sea
that
lion will see.
yard.
Now, can you think of any times where they might need to go out into the ocean and then retrieve something? A lot of the behaviors that they work on, these are things that let them express their natural instincts. So things that they would need to do in the wild to survive, they don't necessarily need to do here in a zoo. And we will use targets, like that blue and white buoy on a stick, to shape new behaviors. So that will give the animal guidance where the keeper wants them to go and how they want them to do that behavior. A lot of our behaviors are just simple ways of expressing their strength and agility to give them a little bit of exercise. Now that Subi in the front there, that is Sparky number 7. She is the oldest of our sea lions. She's demonstrating a behavior called porpoising. Can you think of any time a sea lion might need to swim like a porpoise? Maybe if they're trying to escape a predator, right? What kind of animals prey on seals and sea lions? Can you think of any? Like maybe a shark or an orca? Subi does a pretty good impression of a shark. Another thing I really like about sea lions and seals are their whiskers. That's one of the secrets behind a lot of their agility. They have really good balance because those whiskers are giving them information about the world around them. So they can pick up vibrations in the water from the water bouncing off of the walls of the pool, so the ripples. So even in the middle of the night when it's completely dark, they can tell exactly where they are in the pool just by the vibrations in the water around them. Now you probably noticed that clicking sound as the training has gone on. That is the same kind of clicker you would find at Petco and PetSmart. And while we're working on things like agility, what do you think we should call that last move? Was that a headstand or a chin stand? Chin stand? So most of our audience has said. Although Subi will go one better. She'll walk on her. Is she walking on her hands or walking on flippers? I think she's always walking on her flippers. So she's giving us, Subi is giving us a good kiss goodbye. So this training will take about as long as our younger sea lions' attention spans will last. Is anybody here with a 6 or 7-year-old human? Or is anyone here as a 6 or 7-year-old human? Well, Poppy and Nico are both 6 years old. And so the attention span of a 6-year-old sea lion is about the same as the attention span as a 6-year-old human. So I like to think of them as our first grade sea lions. And while we're wrapping up training, we're going to come down in front to talk a little bit more. So do you all remember what that type of training is called? It's called blank stares. Oh no, he was right, there was a quiz. So this is called operant conditioning with positive reinforcement. And the reason I bring it up again, I invite you all to visit our other exhibits in the zoo and see if you can see any items like these that you might be used in the training of our other animals, our own zoo grounds. Because we do this training for everybody from the Galapagos tortoise all the way up to our polar bears. Now, we are a publicly funded institution, so we do rely on donations, but another way you can help us out is by advocating for us in the community. So one way you can do that is by talking about our mission and our animal welfare. So if you tell just one friend or family member who wasn't here with you at the zoo today about a really cool thing you saw during our training, that would actually help us out. If you have any questions, feel free to come on down to the glass and ask any questions you may have. I love answering questions. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day here at Como Park Zoo and Conservatory. Thank you.
Dino food.